Welcome back and welcome to episode 8. This is the final of the Lure Battle Perch League. We've had 7 anglers battling it out over 2 days with 16 hours of fishing for each angler. There has been plenty of highs and plenty of lows with plenty of amazing perch landed throughout the UK. This is the last 2 hours and the final day and the last chance for the anglers to climb that leaderboard. So let's find out who's going to win, and the anglers are now all gathered and sat at Predator Tackle HQ watching the final and waiting to find out who is going to be crowned the winner of the first ever Lure Battle Perch League 2025. Let's have a quick recap of the scoreboard, and with the scores from day 1 combined with the current standings from day 2, episode 7. Taking a look at the top 5 first, we can see that Robbie, Ash, Charlie and Hayden are yet to submit a measurable perch and are still yet to fill their top 5 card. But Michal still holds on to that point with 3 great additions from the last episode, which increased his top 5 to 174 centimetres. Hayden firmly holds on to that top water point with his 35 centimetre perch, but when it comes to the number points, it's extremely close between Robbie on 108 perch and Ash on 115. But still holding on to that top spot with the biggest fish at 42 centimetres is Michal, as he currently has 2 points so far when coupled with his top 5 score. Now, if we combine the scores from both days, that's day 1 and the current scores from day 2, we can see Hayden and Ash both have 2 points each, and Michal's increased his lead to 4 points with his top 5 and biggest fish from both days. So this is it. Sit back, cast in and see who's going to win the Lure Battle 2025. First off, we're back on the bank with Ash Costa from Gunki UK.
So welcome to the final episode of the Lure Battle. We've got one priority really, catch 3 fish. I want to get to 300 over the 2 days. And then we're going to spend the last bit chasing a better quality fish. So, first cast in a new spot. Not a good sign. Normally down here it's instant or nothing. Right, we'll go the other side of the lock, casting this way. If nothing, we're not going to mess about with them, we're going to move. No, we're going to go. In normal sort of pleasure fishing situation, I'd pick an area like this apart and I'd find what triggers them. But not today, not with this sort of thing. So anyone that knows me knows I can't go past this tunnel without a cast. So we put a top water on. We've got a big top water on here. If there's only small fish in there, we'll probably get hits but no takes, no hookups, which don't matter. It's just if there is a big one in there, I want to get that one and not the little ones. So we'll have a couple of casts with this one. There's fish on it, but I think it's small. One more cast with that, and then if nothing, I'm going to put the smaller bait on, hopefully get one of these, so at least we've got a top water fish on the card. If not, if other people struggle, I don't think we're not going to catch anything here of size on top water, but if everybody else struggles, then it might count for something. No, sod it. Not pissing about today. Well, that was a massive anticlimax. It's the first time I fished here, I think, I might be wrong, that I can remember, where we have not had a fish out of that tunnel. So, bugger. Right, let's not get preoccupied. We're going to a completely different venue to finish up on. Much more of a picturesque venue. And fingers crossed, it's one that doesn't look like a football pitch. So let's get moving.
It looks like Ash is on a quick stop mission in this final episode. So let's find Charlie in those calmer Yorkshire waters.
Okay, welcome to the final episode of Lure Battle Perch League. It's a little bit of a head scratcher now. You know, I know what I've got to do. I've got 2 hours left to do it. There's no time to make many changes. Can't go anywhere else. It's just grinding now. It's just grind and try and catch either a big fish or 3 more to fill my card. Either of those I'll be very pleased with. Yeah, so join us for the last couple of hours of my 2 days fishing. I'm absolutely knackered, and we put everything into it, and what happens now is what will happen. Fingers crossed, one more lump. Oh, that's got to be a chub. Why am I trying to catch a chub? Oh, I'm so hot, my glass is steaming up. Okay, so what we're doing at the moment, we're doing a little bit of crankbaiting. Just trying to cover some water. Obviously we're limited on time, and I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible. And crankbait's a good way to do that. You cover a lot of water. Doesn't foul up as much because the bill just bounces off the rocks and everything else. And the setup you use is quite important for that. Now generally, if I'm going out and out crankbait fishing, I'd be using a casting setup with fluorocarbon as a main line all the way through. Just gives you that, it's not much, but a little bit of stretch, so that should you hit a log or an underwater obstruction, just gives you that split second just to react and let it roll over rather than burying hooks like you do with braid. But when you're doing a little bit of everything like we are doing today, and we're bouncing around and we're not stopping around, I don't want to carry loads and loads of rods, so 2 rods is enough, and that's why I tend to bring this Mojo bass with me a lot of the time. Like I said yesterday about the Legend Tournament bass, it's a bit of a utilitarian. It does a lot for me. It does all my top water fishing. It will do my heavier jig stuff, some bottom stuff, Texas and Carolina and free rig. But it's particularly good with this sort of thing. You'll see it's got a relatively moderate action, you know, compared to the Legend Tournament bass, which is very, very fast. It's just a little bit more moderate, which for crankbait fishing or for little jerk baits or chatter baits or things like that, it's just a little bit more suited, and that's why it tends to come with me a lot of the time. You'll see the crankbait's doing exactly what it's meant to be doing. It's hitting things, it's diverting off of obstacles, and that's feeding back through the rod to me. And it tells me a lot. It tells me a lot about where the shallower areas are, where the deeper areas are. Sometimes after like it deflects off a rock, you pause, and that can sometimes trigger a strike. So having the right rod that can tell you all that information is important. And this Mojo bass it's the same length and same casting weight as the Legend Tournament bass I've been using, so it's actually 2 inches longer. It's 6'10", medium light, extra fast, but it's a totally different blank, and the blank itself is that bit more moderate. It suits itself to these reaction baits like a crank or a chatter bait or a jerk bait, that sort of thing. Is that a fish? No. And that's why it tends to come with me alongside the Legend Tournament bass, which will cover all my jig fishing for this sort of thing and drop shot. Might have been a fish then, you know. Just felt like a good hit. Didn't really feel like I was hitting something. And there's no weed on the lure. One more cast, we'll move.
We're going to leave Charlie there, our Senkoi man, and join back up with Hayden, our wildcard, who's currently holding on to that top water point.
Welcome back, guys, to episode 8 of the Lure Battle Perch League. This is the last episode. We are coming to middle of the day right now. I've got 2 hours left. If I'm going to be honest, I'm not happy with the way I've performed over the last 2 days. I would be expecting some much larger fish. Because of the weather and the conditions, that's just not the case, and we've just got to accept that and just keep trying, basically. We are on another slow stretch here today, and this is where I actually had my first ever top water perch at 40 centimeters exactly. So a favourable spot, and it's a really nice looking spot. Shallow, weedy, we've got structures, there's boats, there's trees, overhanging vegetation, all that kind of thing. Looking really good. Wish me luck for the last run, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Tell we're in Cambridge now. Fuck's sake. Right, guys, last spot of the episode. I'm going to stay here until the very end. I'm feeling a little bit confident rather than earlier. Just to my left, we've got a bit more flow than usual. Maybe the levels have changed slightly somehow, and we've got a bit more flow coming out. Now, yesterday it did the same thing, and the perch actually switched on a little bit more. So I'm hoping we can get one last good fish out before we finish. Oh, I just saw the back end of it come up then and disappear. Big perch, very big perch. Oh. No. Oh, and again I saw one, but he did not commit to anything. They're there. We have the little popper on. Let's see if they react. It's not aggressive enough. That's what I say. Yeah, man. Whew. Yeah. Oh no. Oh. Oh. There's my big fish. That activity was just wow. Right guys, last episode, we've just had the biggest fish so far. On the jerk bait, we saw a bait fish getting chased with 3 big perch chasing behind it. 1 cast with a jerk bait in the spot. She was all mine. I'm guessing low 40, but super chuffed with this fish, man. So happy. Couldn't be more excited right now in the last episode to finish off. I'm gonna say 42. There she goes. Woo-hoo. Did not hesitate to take that then. Especially when they were in the mode of hunting. That was pretty incredible to see. But it just goes to show, even though it's the middle of the day and it is now much warmer than it was this morning, that little bit more flow here has created a little bit more oxygen, and clearly they're a bit more active now. Yeah, little pack there behind me. Oh, I'm so happy I've managed 1 40-centimetre fish. I really am. It's been a super tough couple of days. Little dink. It could have been a male, that fish. Yeah, 42s are they're short, man. But in this competition, in these 2 days, that's really long. It's definitely helping if I get down here and get that rod down in the water to get the jerkbait that little bit more deeper than usual. It's number 3. Where did they go, man? Where did the other 2 go?
Now that's how you do it in the last episode as well. Well done, a 42-centimetre perch off the top, and a well-deserved round of applause from the guys. Now we're back down to Oxford with Adam Jones from FiTU, who's trying to find those bigger fish out of that mighty Thames.
So here we are, this is the last episode of the Perch League. I'm resigned to the fact that I don't think this year's league is going to be for me. We've really struggled on the big river, to be honest. The Thames is, it can be hard at the best of times. I love it when it's in big fish conditions, you know, when there's a bit more water flowing, when you're searching in slacks and it brings the fish together. When it's like this, low water, you know, still relatively coloured, the fish are spread out, and with the format of this competition, 2 hours in each episode, wanting to try and catch fish in every episode, you know, you're really struggling to really work your way through the system. And where there are fish today, you know, they move 50 yards further down. It can take you 45 minutes to sort that out. And it's quite difficult to, you know, to fish enough in the right places. So one to think about for next year, I think I'll pick a few more spots and really go after one area. But the plan for this episode is just to see if we can grab ourselves a half decent fish. We've seen them in this area, so I'm going to fish pretty hard, probably fish a cheb rig with some June bug, go back to, you know, what I like doing and just feel out the bottom and see if we can find a few fish. BFS rods are in the car, which is a bit weird for me, so I'm fixed spool fishing, bouncing a cheb around. I've got a 3 gram cheb on. If we can get 3 decent fish, then I guess all could change in one episode. So it's 2 hours of fishing. Just over the other side of the river is the pub, and I cannot wait to finish and go and have a pint, because it feels like that's the best option. I know with the anglers that are in this and the spots and the locations that I know those guys will be at, somebody is going to have had a good couple of days, if not a very good one day and a average for their spots day, and I'll be miles out of it. So go big or go home, I guess. I'm just going to keep hammering for 2 hours and see if we can pick out some fish, but numbers and size we're going to be nowhere near. We've had a great couple of days on the water, and it's great to get the FiTU stuff out and start bouncing some chebs around and messing around. I've been really impressed with the wire trace, for example, on the twitch bait that's in design at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to when this river gets back to big fish conditions. But until then, we've got this episode to film, so let's go and catch a few fish. Do you see that? Right, there is fish number 1. So we are going to have 1 fish on the clicker for this episode. That one hit it on the bottom and then followed it whilst it was crumpled all the way back to the surface and then hit it on the surface. We're just saying, I think sometimes this time of year it can feel like, you know, you're fighting a losing battle where these fish are really spread out. But that is the nice thing about fishing, is that that little fish doing something as ridiculous as coming all the way to the surface from 6 foot down just to chase a little folded up bugs, and you getting to see it smash it, is kind of the reason we go fishing, I guess. I've got to keep reminding myself of that. So that is number 1. And as we found so far throughout these last 2 days, that fish will be by itself in the middle of the river. But maybe, just maybe, there'll be a few down there and we can catch a couple. I just want to catch a nice perch. Oh, it is what it is. Fishing's meant to be fun, right? And this is not fun. There's absolutely nothing about this that I'm enjoying. You know, that is difficult to wrap your brain around. And what's bad is that the fish we saw yesterday is what, 2.5 pounder? That doesn't even make up for it. 2 days of fishing for and I know that's ridiculous, but it's not enough. The scales are not heavy enough in the favor of this. Oh, mate. Do you know what the fantastic thing about this episode is? Is that we've not already had a pint, so I can have 2. And that ultimately is the type of positive that will keep me going. A couple, nothing too exciting just yet.
You don't really come down to catch, you just come down to do it.
It's just a nice place to be.
I met your friend.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you took it.
She's talking to a goose now. See, that's the beauty of urban fishing, though. You get to meet such a diverse range of people. We've seen runners talking to themselves. We've seen people that looked like they were into drug paraphernalia yesterday, and now we've seen very friendly, perfectly reasonable, slightly crazy Australian woman. So swings and roundabouts. What is going on? Oh. Do the Perch League in the summer. They said it would be fun. I mean, it has been fun. I think this goose is having a good day as well. Come on, that bigger fish that was knocking around here. Go on.
Adam is clearly enjoying his surroundings there. I've never seen him smile so much. So let's head up to Scotland, catch up with Michal for a complete change of scenery.
Welcome back, guys. Last episode, episode 8, final day. And to be honest with you, we gamble. So to get to the spots, we waste 20 minutes. We walk at least 5 minutes, and it's a middle of day. It's not the best time for a big fish, but that spot produced one of the biggest perch that I caught with the friends over here. And the last few days we catch some big ones as well. So, but there is not many big fish. We usually catch 1 or 2. So, but I know that one big fish can give it to me 2 points for biggest fish from today and bigger fish on overall. So, finger crossed that we can manage to catch one of the big ones. And guys, it's fishing. I love it. So. Can't wait to make a first cast in the last episode. Finger crossed, guys. Let's go. So if I can tell you something about the spots, it's one of the spots that you can reach deep water, and I'm talking about the 9-10 meters deep. Usually the fish what we caught was exactly on the edge with the deep water, about 9 meters. But last time we managed to catch big perch when the edge started going down, so that was about 4 meters. So that shows you that you can expect the fish nearly everywhere. And just a few days ago, I had a big pike about 90 centimeters, and took my bait exactly over there. Was follow, I had a hit and then another hit, and then just present my lures over here, just reel in, and then I see I was big pike, took it, and straight away go. Didn't land at that fish, but doesn't matter. That spot produced some good fish. So, but like I said, this is the gamble. There is high chance that we're gonna catch nothing over here. But to be honest, I had a wee nibble. That was probably a small one, but you never know. I need a wee bit cool down. Change for another lure. What we need to do, we just need to casting. Right, guys, so like I said, that was a gamble to come over here. We didn't catch the big fish that I would hope so, but it's fishing. You never can be sure about your best spot with the best, with the biggest fish. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna back, we have 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes from the spots close to the dam, and we're gonna try to catch another fish, big fish, hopefully, to fill the cart with the 5 biggest fish for today, and hope so that will be the biggest fish from the competition. So one fish can still give us 2 points, 1 point from today and 1 point for an overall. So I believe we can do it. So guys, see you in the next spot.
Back now down to Bristol to catch up with Will from Tacklewave UK.
It's the last episode. We've got this far. You haven't seen anything big from me, but most fish is one of the categories, and that's the one I've decided to chase. You join me back where we were at the end of last episode. We found that shoal of fish. We're going to stay on them for 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to have a bit of a yomp and hopefully find some more fish. Cheers. I'd say first cast, but it's going to be first drop as the perch are here at our feet. First fish of episode 8, smashing out the big ones for you guys. Specie hunters beware. Cool. Number 2. Oh, you fucked hard. There we go. Number 4. Has decided to join the party. Okay. They seem to be switched on to the lighter, shinier colours. There we go. I'm coming. At the minute it's just mechanical fishing. Same rig, same lure, same spot. Just hammer the numbers and hope you're seeing huge topwater bust ups and absolute lunkers from the other guys. But it's all part of fishing. Fish for what's in front of you. I don't mind catching small fish. I don't feel the need to compensate for my penis. There we go. This one could stay on. Might slip the net under that one. I don't think I'll measure it, but I got the net. Might as well use it. Yeah. We'll get a net under this guy too. So we'll stick out here whilst I miss bites for another 10 minutes, and then start of the next hour we're going to make our move. We'll lose some time on the walk, but I think you guys, myself and Ollie the cameraman all need a change of scenery.
We will leave Will there with the blue octopus lady and head over to the Norfolk Broads, as it must be lunchtime now for Robbie from Savage Gear.
There we go, welcome back to episode 8 of Lure Battle Perch. Yeah, we're in the final spot of the day. The fishing's been such a grueler these past 2 days, I just couldn't hang on any longer. So we've come to the pub, and the owners of the pub have very, very kindly said that we could have a fish while we enjoy a beer by the waterside. We were fishing just opposite earlier, so the spot's right. We did exhaust that area, so hopefully we can get a few more fish around here, and you never know, there might be a big one kicking around. Let's get started. First cast of the last episode. Here we go. Got off lucky there, tiny little pike. We're not too bothered about catching those guys today. Definitely get a couple of number fish down there, so I'll switch over as the big ones are still being a pain. Ah. There we go. That's the first one for episode 8. We'll unhook him. Oh, it's another little guy, but yeah, nice little fish. We'll just pop it back. I'm sure there's more to catch there, but it's a click. Again, we're still having trouble finding anything bigger than like 15 centimeters that's on the feed. Yeah, so it's just as challenging as it's been all day. At least we're in a nicer setting now. Don't even have to cast far for these. They're pretty much sitting in and around the boats. If there's a bigger one there, we'll catch it, but tiny little fella. Free. I'm using a 3D fry, which isn't a individually available bait, but it was in our drop shot academy kits. The mayfly was my preferred choice, but the wasps have been they've been absolutely brutal today, haven't they? Oh.
I wanted to come down to a different venue, really picturesque little venue this, but this is probably, it's low and it's bloody weedy. It's a lot worse than last time I've been here. I think we may have made an absolute shocking decision, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I'm hoping, there's lots of roach in there, I didn't see any perch though. Yeah, we may have really messed up this, but what should have been such an easy task has turned into a bit of a mare. I was hoping to actually get the 118 fish that we wanted in the first 2 hours, but maybe that massive spike in air pressure, it just made things a little bit more tricky. But what we might end up having to do is abandon this venue completely and go somewhere else, which to be honest is a bit of a disaster, because we've only got just over an hour left and we're going to lose probably half hour getting to another spot. Mate, it ain't going our way. Chub there. All those fish following in, look, not one is a perch. What a shocking decision to end the day on here. Fuck's sake. So we've abandoned this almost straight away. We've seen loads of rudd, really cool, and I reckon if we was to scale down we'd probably catch quite a lot of them, but it's not rudd battle, it's the perch league battle, or whatever you want to call it. So we now got probably an hour left. We're going to lose probably half hour getting to the next spot. We can go to a spot and then just bash out 3 fish fairly comfortably, but I still need to catch something to put on that to finish that top 5. Excuse me, and still need a top water fish. So as usual, we've left everything that we need to do to the last minute. At the end of the day, fuck bloody allergies. Excuse me. Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to really matter with the top 5 anyway. I'm sure someone in the comp's going to probably average theirs out of 40. But it certainly ain't going to be us, not this time.
Oh no way! Just had a perch follow the top water. Oh. Well, I've been thrashing the water to a foam and sort of came to the conclusion that if I was going to get a fish, it may as well be on a top water, because it'd be worth more. If you caught a big fish on a top water, you'd potentially take a top water point and the biggest fish point. So I just thought I'll persevere with that for the rest of it. Just put a cast over the top of these, there's some rocks in the middle of the river, a big perch, not a huge perch, but a big perch. Came out, slashed at it once, missed it, slashed it again, and then disappeared, never to be seen again. So I'm just running a little crankbait through now, just over the top of where it was, just see if I can tempt it back out. It might not be, it might have gone, it might have buggered off downstream or upstream, but there was a reason it was there. It was probably sitting in the slack behind these rocks, but I don't think it's there anymore. So a couple more casts and we'll jump down another swim. Just try and cover a fresh fish. I suppose the biggest difference from moving down south to now living in the northeast of England, perch don't change, perch are the same. They do similar things all over the country. What changes is where they live and how they live, and how other people fish for them. And I've genuinely found that most of the bigger perch in these northeastern rivers are pretty unpressured. There's not loads and loads of lure anglers, which is great for me, because it means I've pretty much got them to myself, or to an extent. There obviously is other lure anglers in the northeast, but nowhere near as much as the concentration in the southeast where I'm from. And it just means you could be a bit more free about how you fish for them. They're not mega pressured, so you can fish from them quite, I don't want to say brutish methods, but it is a little bit like that. You haven't got to be super finessey. You can use quite big baits, fish quite aggressively, and they're still quite willing to take a lure. Whereas, you know, some of the rivers I fish down south, they've been hammered to the point where the fish just were so suspicious of everything that you had to make everything so small and fine. It sort of takes the enjoyment out of it for me. With my lure fishing, I do like to be relatively aggressive. I like to fish quite big, I like to fish quite fast. So yeah, it does suit me and my style of fishing for now. And a lot of it is still relatively unexplored for me. I haven't been up here that long, not even 2 years. And just from what I've found by myself going out and fishing some of these, especially the rivers, the fish is unbelievable. And realistically, no one, well, I won't say no one, because there'll be someone watching this who knows all about it, but a lot of people don't know about these fish, or didn't know about them. So it is like fishing unexplored. It's like being a kid again, you know, fishing waters where you just don't know what's going to come up next. And for me, that's everything that's important about fishing. It's all about the mystery and the surprise and the adventure. So for me, it's been a whole new adventure, and long may it continue.
Come on, where are you? I know there's something down there. Maybe too bright under there? Are they under this bit of shade? I rarely catch perch out there at all, and maybe a chub. Told ya. Fucking knew it. I knew it, man. Oh, I don't want you. I do not want this fish. I'm going to have to do some manoeuvres now. I knew they'd be there. I've got to try and get this big net. And it's just... So, we're going to attempt to use the flow to get this fish in the net. Ah, nearly. That's the idea anyway. He's a really nice looking pike though. He's beautiful, isn't he? That worked out all right in the end. Oh, I've just hooked myself. Beautiful pike. Lovely markings on this one. I've very nearly just had a close call there with the hook just buried into my index finger. We luckily got her out just before she shook. I've got to try and sort the net out now and get her straight back because it's way too hot for this girl to be out. Yay, there she goes. I've got sweat pouring down my eyeballs. Let's have a look. Alright, so I was just explaining to the cameraman why I avoided a certain area. We had one cast there with the top water and ended up with a lovely pike. And yeah, it was a close one. I got one hook in the finger past the barb, whilst the pike was just milliseconds from shaking me out, and I just pulled it out and the pike decided to flail around again, so got very lucky there. but good, exciting stuff.
We're getting close to the end, to be honest, and the sun is high in the sky, and the spot that we were hoping was going to hold some fish isn't really holding those fish. So at the moment we are scratching around a little bit and just trying to work out whether or not we're going to do a relatively large walk down the bank for the chance of not very much, or do we just finish in this sort of location with a chance of a fish, but we're also quite close to the pub and the end of the day. Quite difficult to stay in the zone at this stage. I think the option is make for a bit of a walk. I think we've got about an hour and a half. So let's put this drop shot back on the rod and go for a nice long walk to a spot that we might not find a perch, and then we'll walk all the way back again, but come with us. Right, so I think this is our last spot of the day. We're going to work down this bank from here. We've come a fair distance from where I last spoke to you up by that pub. We're probably, I don't know, 800 meters down the bank. And this is a spot that can do good fish, but again, the river is like a lake. There's no reason for them to be in any spot at the moment other than cover. There isn't much reason for them to be in a spot, and that's the big thing with certainly fishing these rivers in the autumn and the winter, is you've got flow, and the flow is what creates the slacks, and the slacks is where the fish get pushed into, and then you can really target and go after specific groups of fish. Whereas at the moment, I mean, it really is like a mill pond. It's amazing. I've been fishing 3 gram cheb into the middle of the River Thames, and it basically stays on the same line that you've cast it at. It's like fishing a canal. So it's we're just going to fish along this structure and just use that cover and just see if that's something that is holding the fish. I know, like I said, through autumn and winter, this area will hold fish, but whether or not there's a residual set of fish here now, I just don't know. It's not somewhere that I fish this time of year, but a little bit of a Hail Mary before we go to the pub and debrief on what's been a very difficult day's fishing. So fingers crossed we can winkle one. There's usually a shoal of bream down here, and if you can find that shoal of bream, generally you find the rest of the fish. I don't think it's because the perch are following the bream as such for the bream. I think they're following the smaller fish that are eating the things that the bream are kicking up off the bottom. So generally speaking, if you find that shoal of bream through here, you will find a couple of perch. So maybe just maybe, we've got a chance. So I've got to keep fishing till the end. As much as my brain is saying stop, I will keep fishing until the end. Fingers crossed we can find one. Oh dear, fuck this. Oh, kill me, just literally kill me. Fuck this. Shoulders hurting. Brain's hurting. Right, so there we go. That is the end of this episode for me. And to be honest, it's 26, 27 degrees now. It was 11 degrees this morning. We have worked extremely hard, and I haven't really got any more in me for this particular session. I made a resolution at the beginning of last season to not batter blanks and difficult sessions into the ground if it doesn't feel right. Just chalk it off and move on to the next one. And that is kind of how this feels, to be honest. I'd love to just keep casting, but it really does feel like that bite is over. It is very, very bright now, very, very warm. So I think we're gonna go sit down both me and James, the cameraman, have got to the stage where we've done an awful lot of walking, and I don't think that's going to change the result at this stage. I know that there will be somebody out there, or many others out there, with better results than this. And I think what it does show is the state of this particular part of the river for this time of year. It's been, you know, an area that I thought I could come and just find lots of small perch, and we've really struggled to find them. And you know, we were at low water, we've not had a lot of rain, so naturally it's a difficult time for the river. But I think with all the pollution and the predation and all of the things that happen, you know, catching small fish year on year does get exponentially more difficult. And this isn't something that I do a vast amount of anymore, to be honest. I start most of my perch fishing come November, maybe October, and yeah, that was hard. It was very, very hard. It's very difficult to get yourself up for it when you've not got that real chance of multiple decent hits. And that's kind of how it started to feel at the end. You know, we fished really, really hard for 2 days, and I had one practice day before, so I've been up at 4:30 in the morning for 3 days on the trot, having worked a full week last week. I think I did 1,000 miles in the car. So I am totally and utterly exhausted. So hopefully you won't begrudge me stopping half an hour early to go and grab a pint with James, and we'll go through the scores when we do.
Hi guys, last half hour to end of the competition, and we hit again the same spot. What I can say more, hopefully we're gonna catch, at least I'm gonna try, so finger crossed guys, let's go, there is no time to waste. Fish on, it's a small one. It's a clicker, so it means I'm not gonna blank. I still need to land at that fish, but oh guys. It's at 20 centimeters, so it doesn't count with the big five because we have already 120. But we're gonna release it. Fish on. Probably the same size. Must be the same size. It's a waste of time to measure, but you know what? Just in case. That's 22. Okay. The fish is blind for the one eye, and that wasn't me. You need to believe me on my words, right? We're gonna release it, and then we still continue fishing because we're running out of time.
We just a little dead end here, and again just working the structure, working any little hidey corners where the perch might be lurking. They are about. Again, just using this drop shot almost as a, I could be using a jig head here, but I'm using the drop shot weight just as a control to present the lure at various heights as I come up through the column. Not conventional, but we adapt and improvise. Can I get a slider perch? Stripes on stripes. Okay, not going to give it too much time. If the bites aren't instantaneous, we're just gonna jig and run, or drop shot and run. Just working away, anything that kind of deviates from the normal monotony of wall, any crack, crevice or corner, just to see if we can get a quick reaction bite. Just a couple of drops in amongst the beer bottles and the fag packets to see if we can get a reaction. Try and find a bite and then we'll fish for the fish. Just saw a perch then. Can we force it to connect? Getting tiny little taps, but I'm not convinced it's a fish sizable enough to actually take the hook, so we shall move, just try a few different angles, cover some different water.
The fishing here is just as slow as it was on the other side really. There's small perch around. Again, I put the Ned through and I've not felt any knocks of anything of any size. It's totally uncharacteristic for this area. Ordinarily on a normal baking hot summer's day, would be finding fish of 25, 28 centimetres fairly regularly, always with the chance of better fish, but it just seems like the largest amberfish are totally shut down today. So again, I'm going to try have a mess around with the bigger Ned. See if we can pull them up. This time of night there'd usually be surface activity, but it has yeah, totally shut down. Hey, little diddy one. Well, they're taking the Ned, but they're not any bigger. But yeah, that's another one to click. Click. There we go. It's okay. There we go. Another little perch on the spin tail. Yes. After 15 biteless minutes. Yes. A switch to the mayfly has brought us another mammoth perch. I didn't click that last one, I need to put them 2 clicks on. Number 10. Some weed or some line down there, that was weird. See, as I said, when they go off that minnow pattern, that little mayfly seems to trigger them. I mean, little perch that tiny probably have fairly slim pickings at times of year on what they can eat fish-wise, so I do think a little buggy imitation does get them going. Particularly on a river like this where there's loads of caddisfly larvae, there's loads of damsels. During mayfly there are a few down here, but it's got lots of little legs and micro movement. It's number 12. Sometimes when you're fishing you do just have to make the best out of a bad situation, and in this case the big perch have shut down, but at least we're catching fish today. It's we could persevere with the big lures, maybe catch 3 or 4 fish all day. We'd be lucky if any of them break a pound, but using this finesse stuff, it's certainly paying off for the numbers. It's 13. They've gone super dark since the water's got cold. Oh, that's very small.
So we have really messed up this final slot. We was going to spend it chasing for a real big one on top water. That's not going to happen now. We could have gone to some of the other areas and that where we had much better chance of a big fish, but again, just for a bit of variety with venues and things, thought the other one would have been nice to finish up on. But we've ended up coming back to here, but we've come here purely because it's the closest area to where we was. If we went to some of the other spots, especially some of the big fish spots, we're probably looking at like 45 minutes travel time, and we just don't have the time. By the time we got there, we'd have run out of time, so that's why we're back here. So first cast on a little Hedora popper. We've had this one, which is not big, I will warn you. It's 16 centimetres, tiny little perch. The ironic thing is we have caught bigger topwater fish than this, especially yesterday, but I forgot to report them in as topwater fish. So I've measured this one. I will send a message in at the end of our slot just to actually have a topwater fish on the score, because if everybody else forgets, we might win a point for that. But that will not be the biggest topwater fish caught in this competition, I guarantee you. I've got a sneaky suspicion that Robbie Northman will get the topwater point, but we'll see. So we're going to put him back. And we're going to, we need 2 more now to get to the 300 mark. So we're basically just going to keep casting until the fish stop following in, and then we're going to move up there, not holding out any hope at all, but we're going to use up the last 10-15 minutes. We've got 25 minutes from now. We'll probably spend 10 minutes up there just chucking maybe even a chatterbait or a crankbait for a big one, but I'm pretty sure that won't happen. But you never know. We'll give it a go. When it comes to this lure, you've got 2 ways that you can fish it, or 2 ways that I find it most effective to fish. You've got sort of the traditional popper, give it a pop and then pause. Just let it sit. That's really good if you're fishing alongside walls. Like if we was fishing parallel to the wall, that's a really good, really effective technique. Or like all good poppers, which is why I rave about these so much, is that you can fish this like a water dog style. So you just more little twitches and you see how it runs from side to side. So you buy one lure and you've effectively got 2 in 1. Because it's a water dog and a popper sort of in one. And all good poppers do that. They are really good fun lures to use. And they do them in bigger sizes as well. And they can be really good for big fish as well. Even in that size, it's just obviously there's a lot of small fish here. We are a little bit limited to where we can fish because of the time that we've wasted on the road. That's not, that's the end of the day. That's just poor decision making from my part. We're going to have 2 more casts on this. We're going to have 1 down there, and then we'll have 1 against that wall again. And then we'll go on the rock star, I think, just to get that 300 fish if we can't get on this. Oh, that's a good bow wave. Oh, there's bow wave. Go on. Oh, let's just catch one. Let's get that 300 fish. Let's just see if we can get that 300 fish. I have to get the crankbait. Oh, yay. Oh, he's off. Okay. He's on. Look at them all up. Oh, he's off and he's on. He's off and he's on. Number 300. And I can assure you, on a task that looked very doable, at 5:30 this morning, has become a real challenge. But again, tiny fish, but just look at the condition of it. It's absolutely perfect, that fish. Look how fat they are. Slipping back. So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've had a really good time filming over the last few days. We've caught loads and loads of fish. We had 182 yesterday, we had 118 today, which was the target because we wanted to get 300 altogether. So we've succeeded in that point. If it's not enough to take the numbers point, Well done to whoever's beaten that, because I know it's been fast and furious for us at times over the last couple of days, so well done to you if you have beaten that. As far as the big fish go, we haven't really fished the big fish spots that we potentially was going to go to. We did want to give you a little bit more variety this time with certain venues, other venues that we've not fished on film before. That backfired massively because there's no water in them. So we have wasted a lot of time on this last episode, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to get too disappointed about it, because at the end of the day we did what we wanted to do with the numbers point. We are not going to win the top water fish with a 16 centimetre perch, so whoever's done that, well done. And I hope some of you, some of the anglers in this competition have caught some absolute whackers for you to see. So until next time, cheers.
Where's the peg? Down here? Got 5 minutes left. Okay, so let's have our last cast of Lure Battle Perch League 2025. Now, I haven't had a fish in about 6.5 hours maybe, but there's always a chance, although unlikely. But realistically, I've had great fun. It's been a great experience the last 2 days. When you're fishing the places we fished, you know, yesterday and today, in the scenery we fished them in, you can't have a bad day's fishing regardless of the fish. And we had some lovely fish this morning, so we'll take that. But that is me signing out for Lure Battle Perch League 2025. Scores, I think I had 39 fish yesterday, unsure what the total of the top 5 was, but 39 fish and a 27 centimetre on the top water. Today I only had 2 fish all day, and one of them was a 33 on the top water and the other one was 39. So we'll see. I don't think I've done enough to get any points, but we'll see. Maybe those top water ones might have squeezed me something. Big thank you to everyone at home who's watched along and supported me and all the rest of the competitors. It means a hell of a lot to us, and I'm sure all the comments are being read and everyone will really appreciate it. Big thank you to St. Croix for putting me in for these things and believing in me and showing me support in all year, not just in these events. And yeah, hopefully we do this again next year and I'll have a bit of better fishing. But yeah, thanks for supporting. See you next year.
Might sound a bit silly, but I have got to measure this fish in case I do not get a bigger one for my number 5 in the top 5. So let's go and quickly measure this. 18 centimetres. It's like even the perch are really docile right now. They can't be asked to do anything. Right, that is it. That is the end of the comp for me. I am finished, done. I hope you other anglers have had a wicked time. I hope you've had fun. I hope you haven't struggled as much as I felt I have. Yeah, I wish you guys all the best, man, and I will catch up with you in the final.
Right, so that is definitely the end. And I've got to be honest, a nice cold drink and things are starting to feel a little bit better. I mean, that was very, very hard work. James cameraman just said to me, would you do anything differently if you were going to do it again? And I think the answer is no. I think, you know, this is the type of river where all of those fish could be 5 to 6 centimetres bigger. I mean, we saw 42, maybe 44 centimetre fish yesterday in the water next to one that was maybe 38, 39 centimetres, and its 27 centimetre cousin decided to pop up from beneath it and smash it. And then we caught another one that was 27 centimetres. And if that fish and that fish had been 42 or 44 and 40, then it's a very, very different day's fishing. And again today we've just, I've just been through some kind of photos and bits with James just of fish that I've seen and caught in the places we've been that are in a totally different league to what we've had over the last couple of days. So it is what it is. You've got to go out there and fish for them. We've had, I think, 15 or so fish today, 19 fish yesterday, 120 something centimeters. I'll just get that exactly for you. So yesterday was 120 centimeters, biggest fish was 27, and today is 111, 23. There's a lot of small fish around, and like I said, in years gone by, those fish have all been 33 to 37. And with one practice session after the closed season, I didn't really want to go and fish this on a canal just because I wanted a chance of something big, and that's the way it is. It's also a pretty nuts format. We're in 2-hour episodes, so you're wanting to try and catch in those 2-hour windows. So it's like 8 2-hour sessions in a day rather than a day's fishing. You don't want to spend the whole episode searching for fish, so you do end up fishing differently, and it's one to think about for next year. In terms of how those spots lay up, you don't want to spend a lot of time driving. I've spent a couple of the episodes driving between spots, and we're not that far away from the spots that we've been driving to, but timings wise you just don't have time to move around too much. But yeah, it's been great. It's been fantastic, obviously, using the FiTU Tungsten. Thank you to Momo, obviously, for giving me the invite last minute to come and get involved with this. It's been a pleasure, as always, to be involved in one of these competitions from the guys at Predator Tackle, both the Lure Battle and now the Perch League, and hopefully moving into next year. Yeah, really enjoying being involved. It's been fun. We've had a good walk. We've caught fish. I would have liked to have caught a lot more of the fish size that we've ended up with. If we'd had big fish, I think we would have been okay with these numbers, but it is what it is. That's fishing, that's perch fishing. Come the winter, there's lots of big fish to be had, and ultimately that is probably a little bit more where my brain is. So thanks very much for watching, and I will speak to you guys very soon.
Right guys, that's it. And because all that stress about the fishing and catching the fish, I forgot say big thanks for the people who organized that competition, especially to Dave and to the best cameraman that I know, Ollie. Thank you so much that you've been with me through that 2 days, and we have really hard walking, I would say, through that bushes and muddy places. That was really hard. Hope you enjoy, Ollie, right? Once again, thank you to everyone, and hope you enjoy. Guys, see you next time.
Different angle. Let's see if he was on his own or one of many. Just had a bite. See if we can get the hook. There we go. There we go. And off. Barely fit the lure in his mouth. Those bites were not as aggressive as the last lot, so we're gonna keep on searching. A couple of casts here and a couple of casts there. We'll play out the remainder of the time, just seeing if we can add a few more to the tally. But irregardless, I've had fun. I've been nervous. I've been shitting a brick about looking like a twat, which I probably have. But hopefully, I've shown you a bastardized approach to the light game. My hybridization of bringing what I do in the salt water across the fresh water. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see if we can add a few more before the end. Have a short little walk. Just gonna trot along, maybe do the odd cast out, just find a bite, for the last 20 minutes. So far, clicker count is on 25. Would be awesome to add a few more, but if not, we've had fun. It's getting hot now. We're burning, ready for a pint, but we'll fish this out and yeah, catch you with a fish hopefully. And he came up with friends, so it's worth another drop. So, thank you. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. This one's actually better than average. Yeah. Oh, actually in the net. This little beauty, he looked bigger in the water, but he came in at 22, which gives us an extra centimetre or so on our abysmal top 5, but we'll let it go. We've got 10 more minutes. Let's see if we can find some more. Pike. Okay, so we're on our last 5 minutes. I'm just going to push up to this bit of structure up here, and yeah, we'll fish it out, fish in and around here, and then call it a day. And it'll be down to the editing room. Have fun. There we go. There's another one for the clicker. Let's keep them coming. Try the other side. It's my last few minutes wind down. Just a big shout out to Mike over at Tacklewave. Yeah, cheers man, you hooked me up good and proper. Dave, beast mode putting these on, mate. They're so followed and liked by so many, me included, so I'm stoked to be involved in this, so thank you. And obviously James editing, Ollie on camera. I've dragged him around watching me catch small fish for the past 2 days, the poor bugger, but it's massively appreciated. And yeah, to all you watching, I hope you oh, there we go, fishlet just for you. I hope that you've enjoyed watching, and I'll sign out on this one. It's big enough to be a lure in its own right, but there we go. That fish sums up my fishing time here on the Perch League. I've chased numbers, we haven't seen the big fish, but that's how it goes sometimes. You've got to fish for what's in front of you. Scale down, have fun, and I'll see you on the bank.
Well, we seem to have got a little shoal of them moved in on the feed again, so they're getting very small, but we're catching, which is good. Almost as soon as it gets to the bottom, it's getting tapped. There we go, that one might be ever so slightly bigger. Yeah, a little touch bigger. There we go, nice little fish there. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh gosh, let's unhook you. And he was number 19, I think, yeah. Yeah, as I say, it's all about making the most out of a bad situation. The fishing's not great, the big fish aren't on the feed, but at least fishing light, we're getting plenty of action, and although they're not big, we are pulling the odd better fish from the bunch. It's far better than moaning about blanking. I'm rolling the underneath the boat, and I know there's one there, so I need to get it low to get underneath the props. I know that, like, sort of deep down underneath the boat, There are perch hiding. There we go, this is the last one for this tactic. We're gonna put the creature bait back out there again. Might try a little shad and just see if we can get a couple more. I've got that 1 grammer. Maybe if we pair that with a small shad rather than the creature bait, we might be able to sort out one that's slightly bigger. For a little cannibal shad. I suppose the modern relevant colour to this in the new kits would be the hollow bait fish pattern. That's taken over with a bit more of an iridescent flake in it. But they're so good, I've run out of all of them. Of course, this isn't that dissimilar to how we fished for that chub yesterday, getting the tip down nice and low, letting it roll underneath the tree. Except instead of a tree, we've got a big boat. Slightly bigger fish, not much in it, but you know, chunky little one. Oh, back he goes. Click that. 37. This is our last cast. Yeah, it's been a tough one. To be honest, I knew when I was looking at the forecast ahead of this weekend it was probably going to screw the perch fishing, and it really has. Nothing big's turned up for us at all, but there has been plenty of little ones, which it means at least we've got some action. Yeah, unfortunate with the stretch on the first day being closed, having to do such a big spot move, but honestly it didn't seem like the big ones are feeding there either. So we come here today, we probably had close to or over 150 perch, which is good going, but with a top fish of 25 centimetres, that sort of says it all about how tough it's been. Hopefully the other anglers have had a better competition than me. But yeah, it's always a funny one in the summer months. It can be hot, it can suddenly shift, you can get cold weather, you know, it's just the challenges we face on small waters that change rapidly with the conditions. Yeah, that's it really. It's been fun. Hope you've enjoyed watching.
So that brings us to the end of the Lure Battle Perch League 2025. So let's run through that final scoreboard and add those bonus points to see who come out on top. So let's have a look at that top 5. We've had 5 anglers fill their card on the last day, but that final point went to Michal with 176 centimetres. Now onto the numbers. 83 perch were landed in this episode, with Robbie Northman taking that final day numbers point with 145 perch. The top water point stays firmly with Hayden with that fast water top water 35 centimetre perch. The big fish point of 42 centimetres is jointly owned by Michal from episode 5 and Hayden with his 42 centimetres from this episode. Now let's get into those all important bonus points. These are calculated for the combined totals over day 1 and day 2. Let's add the top 5 lengths together over the 2 days, and we can see conditions were really tough, with only 6 measured perch over that magical 40 centimetre mark from Hayden, Ash and Michal. Now to the combined numbers. There have been an incredible 756 perch recorded on the clicker over the 2 days, with Ash Costa taking that bonus point with 300 perch in total. The top water point can really make all the difference, and Hayden has had the majority of the top water action with the biggest top water of 35 centimetres. The big fish point was closely contested and is jointly owned by Michal and Hayden, so they both are awarded that extra bonus point. So let's head over to Predator Tackle and to a strange looking guy in a red t-shirt with grey hair for the final presentations. So that's it, we're at the final. We've got the guys behind me, 7 absolutely fantastic anglers that all can hold their heads up high. We've seen their highs and the lows all the way through, so well done to everyone here. But we can only have one winner, so we're going to go in reverse order. So in 3rd place, we have Gunki UK, Ash Costa. Well done, Ash. Well done. very, very close for second and first, but in second place, we've got our wild card, Hayden. Well done. Absolutely fantastic. And Hayden entered like any of you guys and become our wild card and can hold your head up high, so absolutely fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. But we can only have one winner, and it's been very close, and those big fish points have made all the difference. So absolutely, just put your hands together. Congratulations, Westin UK, Michal Wittstock, thank you very much. Well done, mate, well done. And you get this absolutely fantastic trophy. Congratulations, winner, Perch League 2025, Westin UK. You nearly hit that.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Once again, a massive congratulations to Michal. But here is the final combined score from day 1 and day 2 with those all-important bonus points added together. And we can see that Michal is top of that leaderboard with 6 points awarded in total, and closely followed by Hayden and Ash. I would just like to say a massive thank you to all the anglers for putting an incredible show on, and I'm sure we've learned something from their time on the bank. And most importantly, a massive thank you to all you guys for taking your time to tune in and support the Lure Battle channel. A final congratulations to the Lure Battle Perch League champion Michal, who has been proudly representing Westin UK. Please stay tuned, we have some exciting things in the pipeline, and we've already started filming for the Lure Battle 1 vs 1 knockout Pike and Perch, which will be aired between Christmas and New Year, so please stay tuned. And finally, please make sure you've subscribed to the channel and make sure you hit that notification